Hey everyone, I'm Sam Cole, co-founder and CEO of FitXR. If you're new here, I'm excited to show you what we've been cooking up behind the scenes. And if you've been with us for a while, get ready, because FitXR Season 3 is officially here, and it might just be our best yet. When we started planning Season 3, we took a step back and we asked ourselves, what are some of the things that really connect us? We looked at the numbers, and it turns out the average age across both our team and our members is edging towards 40. Which basically means, yeah, we all love the 90s. Sure, it's the baggy denim, skateboards, and Blink-182, but it's so much more than that. The 90s take us back to a time when imagination ran wild, and being active was just what happened when you were out having fun with your friends. That's the exact feeling we want to bring into FitXR. More play, less workout dread. So for Season 3, we're throwing it back to the summer of 97, the glory days before smartphones took over our every free moment. This season is all about getting you to play, not caring about the latest fitness trend or another biometric stat. Because let's face it, sometimes that stuff can just get in the way. We had an awesome time designing this season. Let's hear from some of the team behind the magic of Season 3.
Arcade, the Cosmocade environment. So what inspired this environment? So it was basically obviously inspired from classic arcades from the 90s that we've kind of idolized in our brains. And the idea here was to create a space where, from memory that people have of the space, not like an exact representation, which is kind of why we went with the whole abstract skybox, which kind of blew the ceiling off this place. And we brought in the sort of classic 8-bit visuals that you see with the moon and the stars twinkling. It's like we have loving memories of these spaces that we tend to have like a golden nostalgic tint over things. I remember us kind of running around arcades as a child, all the music and all the sounds from all the arcade machines. You have the smell of all the food, slightly sticky surfaces. I spent so many hours as a kid in the arcades trying to get high scores on House of the Dead, getting to the end of Dragon's Lair, which I don't think I ever managed. I spent most of my pocket money on like the grabbing machines, whack-a-mole machines and stuff. My favorite part of making the environment, lighting the space. I think it truly brought it to life. We had a lot of like time where in the modeling stage, we had, meshes in there and textures in there, and it looked like an arcade, but it didn't feel like an arcade. And as soon as we started adding our lighting paths and our color pops, it really came to life.
When we were thinking about what the 90s really felt like and meant to us all, we were drawing inspiration from places and memories that felt very nostalgic, specifically during the summer. One of the shared memories that we were all kind of relating on is the memory of being on long and sometimes quirky and fun road trips. Irrespective of where you live in the world, road trips seem to be something that everyone can kind of relate to. And everyone has a different memory and a different experience of being on those road trips. And that felt like a very special place for us. In Scenic Route, what you're seeing here is this sort of off the beaten path highway environment that's dressed with some highway signage and iconic things that I personally have seen on road trips traveling through the western part of the United States. I remember when I was a kid seeing a sign for alien jerky, and that totally blew my mind because I thought that was a very real thing. Lo and behold, Scenic Route really leans into the idea of aliens. So Scenic Route is meant to drum up those old memories of being on a road trip and really not knowing what to expect to see out your window as you're flying down the highway. We wanted the road to feel endless, as if you're on a highway and maybe not quite sure where you're going to end up, which in my childhood, that was something that happened from time to time because we didn't have Google Maps to tell us exactly which turn to make. But what I love that the team brought into that to just layer in the intrigue and mystery is this like amazing lightning storm that's happening at the end of that road, which feels maybe a little bit ominous, but also it just feels energetic and exciting. And I think paired with that being present as you're working out, it feels very powerful and magical.
All right, so what inspired the lakeside? Okay, so visually, the lakeside was inspired in those retreat spots from the Swiss Alps, as simple as that. But it's not visually what inspired this environment, but the narrative journey. The whole mood is built to capture that moment of the end of summer, where everything feels nostalgic, calm, and full of meaning. So this brings back to that feeling of freedom we have when we are teenagers, meeting people at hostels, campsite, and at the end, that sense of doing something reckless and completely by yourself. It's joy, exploration, and independence. So in this environment, as the end of the summer, captured that satisfaction feeling of being completely free and have control of your own life. So my favorite thing of this environment absolutely is the lighting. So we made a ton of effort with the lighting. The lighting is inspired from a John Singer Sargent painting called Lily Lily Road, where John Singer Sargent went every evening to the same spot to capture the same light of the twilight. This is a moment that just occurs for 8 to 15 minutes a day, and it's super magical because all the highlights go down, every color gets desaturated, and the shadows start shining. Everything, all the tones are in the shadow spectrum of color. So the shadows are tending to turquoise, blues, lilac, but really subtle. Everything is working hues in really detailed and precise colors, where I think we made an extraordinary work, and you can experience some of the most beautiful lighting you will see in VR.
Since launching Season 3, we've been thrilled to hear how much our community is loving it. And we're loving hearing all of the stories about what the 90s meant to them. FitXR members aren't just made up of fitness pros. They're people who want to feel good, move in their own way, and enjoy it while they do. And even though it feels like play, people are achieving some amazing results right now. We're hearing some awesome stories from the community about weight loss, people smashing PRs, and also getting all of those daily challenges. That's what Summer of 97 is all about, making fitness feel less like a chore and more like the best part of your day. Season 3 is live right now, and we can't wait for you to try it. So hit play, get sweaty, and get moving. And as always, your feedback really helps shape what we build next. So tell us what you love and what you want more of. Let's keep making seasons something that brings you back again and again.